this is Phil from Race City Retro, and today we're going to talk about custom vans of the 1970s and 80s. Man, when I was a kid, I could remember going to all the hot rod shows, and basically there was two things there. There was hot rods and there was custom vans. Custom vans were huge, man. Everybody, everywhere you looked, every car show, everybody wanted a custom van. Custom van basically started as a cargo van, then guys started to realize, hey, I got all this extra space. I could put a bed, I could put a sink, I could put a fish tank. Oh man, they started getting crazy with these things. So the aftermarket companies took note of this and they said, hey man, there's a lot of money to be made in this stuff. And they all started to offer custom van parts. Now, Cal Custom is no stranger to the aftermarket parts world. They had been around since the 40s and 50s doing automotive accessories. So they said, let's do some van stuff. Today, we're going to take a look at Cal Custom's custom van parts offering, accessories, I should say, of the late 70s, early 80s. Pop in your A-track, have a look, enjoy the ride. Not only did the aftermarket parts and accessory companies take notice, the factory took notice as well. GM, Ford, Dodge all created watered down versions of custom vans that could be mass produced and sold at dealerships. Dodge was one of the best with their street van. That was a pretty legit offering. As a factory van, it was the perfect starting point to go even further, where the other GM and Ford were kind of on the mild side. Cal Custom is starting it off with exterior accessories because with custom vans, a lot of it was about the image. When you pulled up at the disco, you wanted the ladies looking, so you gotta go with the glitz on the outside of the van before worrying about the inside of the van. This is an actual display rack, a planner picture they included in their catalog for the auto parts stores to show you how you should lay this stuff out. And let's break it down as to what they were talking about when it came to exterior accessories. During the 1970s, Prism was everywhere, and Cal Custom knew that. Easy, no design required, peel and stick names for your vehicle were not only popular on custom vans of the day, but daily drivers, muscle cars as well. It was personalization that made your car different than the rest. Simple, peel and stick, told the world what you were driving or what you wanted to say. It was so popular then that still to this day people are searching it out. But lucky for you, we actually reproduce a lot of these decals and the Prism license plates for both cars and vans on our website, racecityretro.com. You can grab this stuff there and make your vehicle period perfect. Next up, we have windshield scripts up top. Who remembers those? That was the first time I think you'd see makes and models in the sunshield strip up top of your windshield. Plus, more decals with name brands and sayings and slogans of the 70s. Cool stuff. Peel and stick, nice and easy. Continuing on the exterior, Cal Custom's next offering, exterior stripes. During the 70s, I don't think there was a car or truck around that didn't have pinstriping on it. Pinstriping was huge. It wasn't painted too much unless it was a custom car. Most pinstripe setups were peel and stick. They would give you little ends to close out the ends. Cal Customs offering 1/8 pinstriping in both colors and prism. There we see prism again. Now for those who weren't happy with just a straight boring line running down each side of the car, they offered a complete striping design kit with scroll work. Just like traditional pinstriping of the 50s, these were peel and stick scrolls to do your hood or trunk or your door handles on the side, which was kind of neat. Pinstriping started in the 50s, and here we are in the 70s, and it was still respected and still going strong on custom vehicles. All right, so now you've covered your van in stripes. You can't forget the glass. They even offered an etched glass kit with scrollwork you put on your glass. And glass etching was something that I saw a lot at the car shows. Guys would use like a scribe, a vibrating scribe to etch the glass. So this simulated that, and it was just peel and stick. They're also showing a diffraction tailgate names for pickup trucks on this page, which diffraction is prism. I don't know why they just didn't call it prism in this book. And then over on the top, the monograms for your doors, putting your initials on your doors. I don't know what it was about the 70s, but people felt the need to put their initials on their car doors right under the window. I guess everybody wanted to feel like a high roller, like an oil tycoon, but you used to see that everywhere. Stripes are done on this custom van we're building. Now you got this big area alongside up top on this van that really needs something. Too much bare space. So you walk into your local auto parts store and you see this display. The Cal Custom 2 mural packs. And look what's on the bottom. Stacks and stacks of windows, bubble windows, shaped windows. Now we're going to get into those later. I'm not forgetting the cherry on the custom van cake, the porthole window in the back. We'll get to those later, but let's get into some of these murals that Cal Custom offered. Page 1 of the Cal Custom 2 mural sets includes the following. The first one, sunset with red tones. Sunset with blue tones. Hawaiian sunset. You see the difference? Palm trees and orange tones. The winter scene with silver gray tones. The desert scene, yellow orange tones. The desert scene with brown tones. Then you got the extenders, which I guess that's supposed to come to the outside of each side of the mural. Under that, the sun devil. And then these two squares look like maybe for the back window area, if you had solid doors, barn doors on the back, the surfer and the motocross rider. Then you have the space one, Galaxy. Under that, the ski boat. Cool stuff so far, all supposed to have that airbrushed look. Continuing on with the 2 vinyl mural sets, you have Flame 16 by 48. And then you have the Spanish galleon ship, however you say that. Next to that, the seascape with blue tones, and under that, the seascape with green tones. And they're saying about the vinyl murals, now you can have genuine hand-painted original murals for your car, van, or mini truck at a fraction of the original cost. So it's got that airbrushed look, but without that airbrushed price. Now, these are not murals, although they look like it. This is for the guy that says, oh man, I really messed up. I bought a van with windows all around. How am I going to live with it? Oh no, I'll never be looked at as a custom vanner. But these things were pretty cool. These went on your windows so nobody could see what was going on inside, but they let the light in. And what I'm assuming is the square to the right, that's for your back window. Like if you had, see as it's shown in the picture, like barn doors with glass. So this would cover up your side windows and your back window. And they've got a bird in flight. Under that, they have the desert sunset. And then you have 70s girl. Pretty cool for the guy that messed up buying an all-window van. Now, if you were more the do-it-yourselfer type, Cal Custom had a rack of paints, a selection that was incredible. Check out these Cal Custom spray paint cans. And I mean, they have it all. Candy apple colors, high heat paint, engine enamels. They even have a can of their own carnauba wax when you're done painting. They have a whole row. The middle row is metal flakes, mini flakes they're calling them. They have a black wrinkle finish for like valve covers, air cleaners, and whatever else. Primers, epoxy paints. Then they have vinyl interior paints, satin black paint, anti-glare hood black paint, and last but not least, spray-on window tints. Boy, do I remember those. Seeing them on some cars that I had bought, muscle cars. Ooh, horrible. Don't ever use spray-on window tint. Now that that van is looking so good, it's time to jack it up and get ready for some big tires out back. And first off, Cal Custom's offering the good old shackle kit. They're calling it a leaf spring lift kit. Not a fun install, but man, it got the job done. Under that, we've got some shock extensions, which is kind of scary. You've got GM, you've got the stud Ford type, you've got Mopar, which basically pushed your shocks up and stiffened them, kind of like a poor man's air shock. And then the top right, you have a up or down coil spring control. If you want to lower the front, you could clamp them down, your coil springs. If you wanted to raise the front, you could expand them. So there's some pretty dangerous ways to lift or lower your new custom van. Now that you've got those new mag wheels on your custom van and it's looking so good, you got to protect your paint with some stainless steel splash guards or mud flaps, depending on where you're from. What's neat about these is they have the Pittsburgh Steel logo right on the packaging, so they're made in the USA. All right, the outside's looking good. Now let's get started on the interior. You walk into your auto parts, go down the next aisle, and you see this display. Steering wheel covers, pedal pads, even the Surfer gas pedal, matching dimmer switch, and window cranks and pulls. Cool stuff. Let's break it down. I loved these pedal pads back in the day. I used to run them on all my cars. I love the fact they had the clutch and brake set up for on your stick cars. They had the tall gas pedal, the short gas pedal. The Surfer pedal, I didn't run. Did you run a Surfer pedal? They did have the matching dimmer switch cover to the Surfer pedal as well. But I love these Cal Custom pedal pads with that heavy black rubber and great grip. Time to lose those boring stock window cranks and door pulls. These things were great because they would just list on the package or make, and if you had a GM, you'd buy the GM ones, and you'd pull the clips, pop your old ones off, and these would snap right into place, and they looked great and they worked great. Really nice stuff. You walk a little further down that aisle and see this display. Whoa! Door locks, dash knobs, and probably 2 to 3 dozen different shifter knobs. Whether you had a manual trans or an automatic trans, Cal Custom had you covered. Let's break this rack down into detail. Wow, look at the choices you have to choose from here. Top left, we're starting it off with wood grain. Those are automatic knobs that go on a column. And then under that, you're going to start some manual transmission stuff. And don't forget, a lot of these cargo vans were 3 on a tree, and some of them did come with floor shifters. They would have a floor shifter that would come alongside of the engine cover towards the front. So you have some manual transmission knobs here. The straight up one is actually for a Ford type, like a Mustang 2 or like a Pinto shifter with the button on the end of it. But that's some pretty cool variety, and there's more to come. Continuing on, we got a couple more T handles, wood grain and chrome on the top, all chrome, and then under that is the El Toro. Believe it or not, that is a highly sought after shifter handle today. You'll see those in the wrapper. Bring $200 to $300. Try and find yourself one of those if you can. Then we got door lock knobs, all different types of door lock knobs. On the bottom right, you've got your anti-theft, which went around your door lock knob, so nobody with a coat hanger was stealing my custom van. Oh, here we go with the dashboard stuff, starting off with the cushion grip steering wheel cover. I love those covers. Do you remember those? You had to wrap the wire around and tie it at the bottom, use a little lighter and melt it. Oh, I put them on so good. Everybody used to ask me, please, please put mine on. You're so good at putting those things on. And next to that, we have international dash knobs. For some reason in the 70s, I guess that had something to do with the metric system we were supposed to be changing over to. Auto manufacturers felt the need to put international dash knobs on all the new cars. I guess so. Your cousin Swen from Sweden flew in and wanted to drive your custom van around. All he had to do is look for the radio, the music logo, the headlight logo, the cigarette lighter, the flame, and he knew exactly what to hit. Under that, you have a universal steering wheel puller, I guess if you wanted to put a custom wheel on. And then on the bottom, you had the shifter boot and plate, and that was like a soft style, kind of like a European style shifter boot. And here we go, the cherry on top of the hot fudge sundae. If you didn't have a custom porthole window in the back of your custom van, you weren't vanning, man. It was to just show people how serious you are as a custom van owner slash builder. And Cal Custom had some pretty cool ones to choose from. Now, I've seen some really good ones in my day, but these were pretty good, pretty basic, I would say. The shapes. I've seen others with like the Playboy Bunny and hearts and diamonds and the Dodge Pentastar and all that cool stuff, but these are enough to get you going. But some pretty cool pieces there. The van windows. They're made from anodized weather-resistant aluminum. People knew you were serious because you just took a jigsaw to your brand new van. Oh yeah, that was some cool stuff, man. I love looking back at these old catalogs. It takes me right back to my childhood. These vans were amazing, and you had everything from mild to wild with these vans. Generally, when you went to the car shows, that was some heavy duty stuff. Those were the guys that did the fender flares, they did the velvet interiors, they did all kinds of crazy themes to these vans, metal flake paint, huge murals, airbrush murals taking up the entire side of the van. Really, really, really incredible stuff. But the majority of custom vans, you saw the street vans, I guess you call it a street van. Those were the guys that maybe put a little Cal Custom decal on the side, set of side pipes, rumbled around with it, looking good, mild paint. That was the majority of vans you saw around town. Those show car guys, they went from car show to car show to car show. If you dug this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. We got a lot more cool stuff coming, and we got a lot more cool stuff already here. Look around at our videos. I'm sure you're going to see something else you dig. And I thank you guys so much for watching this today. Please check out our website, racecityretro.com. We got a lot of custom van stuff there that you can get for your custom van or your hot rod or your muscle car. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Go out and build something cool today.